Okay, everybody. We do, in fact, have a semifinal matchup. I'm not sure exactly what the...
Probably the first in a while.
Yeah, we have... Well, the last few have been run... I mean, there's one week where we ran six rounds, and then...
Getting late.
Yeah, the last few have been longer round times as well, so there's a bit of that going in it. But, but anyway, we do, in fact, have a top four. I don't know exactly who wanted to play and who didn't, but regardless, it is good to go. On the left, Joseph Deal, he's playing the Junk Seance deck that we saw earlier. And his opponent in the top four is Garrett Meadows, who's been on camera as well tonight, playing Bant Control. So this should be an interesting matchup. Not one that I've ever seen, that I haven't seen necessarily before.
I don't think I have either. I've heard a lot about the Seance decks. I don't think I've seen one in action.
Cedric Phillips. Cedric Phillips was playing it a little bit on his stream, and that was generating a little bit of heat about it.
What was the joke or the truth that somebody had actually purchased a lot of the Seance?
Oh, this drives me nuts. I'm like personally opinionated by it, so it might be like.
Oh man,
but there's one. I'll do the credit of at least not mentioning his name, but there's one like Magic financial like writer on one of the major sites, and he bought like 3,000 copies of it.
Yeah.
Then made all of his friends play it at States. Then made all of his friends play it at an SCG event. Then was constantly badgering Glenn Jones on Twitter to put one of them on feature match or do a deck tech with it.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
And then like constantly just like shoving it down.
Yeah.
There's nothing different than doing that than like buying up like Jim Cramer buying up a stock and then going on a show and being like buy, and then dumping it out.
There was like the old, probably urban legend, I guess, that somebody bought all like the Flame Tongue copies on Magic Online, and that increased the value of them because they were so hard to get. I mean, it's not that much of a played card, but if you wanted one, you had to pay a premium, and then he unloaded all of them and made quite a bit.
So, let's see what happens. I also know, I've noticed this months ago, but I say the word so, like, 100 times every night. Because it's just my it's like my de facto, like, this is what my brain goes to.
Like, we're here. So, a little bit better.
I don't know what happened. Like, we had like 100 people, and then like every time
We're down to 31.
Every time I switched between the old camera or the studio camera and the feature camera, the stream stops briefly, and then
we lose it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I think they're done. I think we need to keep,
Oh, so there it was. It was just a fluke in the stream. We actually have 100.
Okay, there we go. They all came back instantly.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I apologize again. Earlier in the night, we had some problems with the connectivity. We are on wireless here at the shop because the layout of the shop and where the router is, I can't get to it conveniently. It's like it would take like over almost 200 foot of cabling. But right now, the problem is that for whatever reason, when I switch cameras, my computer locks up briefly. At least it doesn't crash. In the first few weeks we started doing this, it was very difficult. So.
And we see some Farseeks.
The longer the game goes, the better chance Joseph has.
I mean, I have sadly missed the Seance deck previously.
Do you know
But
what Seance does?
yes.
So basically, what it does is it bends its own stuff with Lawless Troll
Hmm.
or Grizzly Salvage,
Okay.
and then it just gets value out of like cards like Thragtusk,
Yeah.
which like you gain the life and you get the
Yeah,
token.
yeah.
And the interesting thing about Seance is that they all come into play during upkeep and die at the end of turn, so you can never attack
Yeah.
with them, but you can do it during each upkeep, so your opponent's upkeep and your own.
Okay. But you don't get the creatures back, so you're constantly
Yeah.
having to get somewhat value out of your creatures.
Yeah, you're going to have to play actual creatures to win the game, but it does have that like built-in value engine
Yeah.
out of the Seance. I don't really like it.
You might as well just play Fervor, give
Yeah.
them all haste,
Yeah.
get the
I mean,
maximum value.
you could, and I think, and not to use Magic jargon, but I think it's one of those kind of like win more cards. Like you
Yeah.
can build a junk reanimator deck that doesn't
Be
really
fine,
need that.
yeah, but it's just there.
Hmm.
And to use some more jargon,
Hmm.
Garrett just basically dirtling with his Farseeks and lands.
Oh, he doesn't really. I mean, yeah, you're exactly right, but
I mean, he's just setting up for...
truth be told, like there's absolutely no pressure by Joseph. I don't think Garrett will. I don't think he'll wrath the board until Joseph adds something to it.
Chat is Seance.
No, that is Tristani.
Oh.
And a Deathrite Shaman coming down. And I apologize for the glare, but and Garrett flashing back his thing
Thinking
twice.
once more.
So now a sweeper here.
It's going to happen.
Terminus.
Yeah.
I mean, Joseph's deck can like blow. Forgetting Seance, forgetting like graveyard interaction and all, he can just beat you down.
Yeah, I mean, it's
But
fine.
like
It's
he
just
did not have that
I mean,
draw.
like Seance 2 or 4.
Yeah, probably 2. I don't think he's playing all of them. I mean, like I can't confirm that by any means, but um, you know.
You're running enough.
Yeah. And as the chat's pointing out, at least no one is breaking the rules of Thalia this game.
No,
So.
they are not.
I can guarantee this. These two players will not be making those mistakes. These guys know what they're doing.
And
that's not to
with Thalia.
Yeah. And that's not to say the other guys didn't, but so another Thragtusk.
Charmin, the Thragtusk.
Mm-hmm. Cycles that charm.
Mm-hmm.
Just passes the turn back. So he's either loading up for a big Sphinx's Revelation here.
I would assume.
Takes 8. And another Thragtusk. Good, great.
Ooh.
Magic is easy when you always
Check
draw a
it's,
Thragtusk.
Dissipated.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness. Otherwise, it'd just be,
that is
just be brutal.
Yeah, that is pretty tough. Joseph beat it with the Beast token. Would have been a good opportunity to use the Donkey Kong.
I gave this back to him, right?
I don't know what you did.
They're not in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I took it back to him.
Okay.
Adam referencing the cool Beast and Spirit tokens that Michael Taylor has made. Which you can go back in, what was it, the end of round 5? Check those out.
Who's back there?
So, Thragtusk of his own? Yep. Moves back up to 12. More importantly, can trade with that Beast profitably. What's that card in his hand? Rootborn Defenses?
I don't know. I think that's a fun main deck card as a one-of.
I like Face Shield better, I think.
I don't know.
Armada Worm coming down for Joseph.
I mean, it hits all your guys, and then it gets to populate again. I mean, if Garrett tries to Supreme Verdict, and Joseph plays Rootbound Defenses, I mean, that's a pretty big turn, because then he gets another 5/5 Worm token. and his guys live. I mean, I think it's a pretty good one-of, especially in a lot of the token-generating decks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would have to be. I mean, it has populate, but...
It's Joseph thinking about here. Did Garrett just run out of steam?
It looks like it.
Yep. So Garrett stabilized briefly, but Armada Worm brings an army with it. And Joseph Deal's Junk Seance deck takes game 1. I would think in games 2 and 3, Garrett should be favored. Usually in these classic control versus aggro matchups, usually the
control loses the game 1.
yeah, I mean usually its sideboard is designed to beat these.
Has anybody noticed the fullness of your beard on your Twitter page? How you're in the corner of on the background of your Twitter?
I've mentioned that to several times over the course of the stream's history, about how inevitably every time that I'm show myself on camera, people talk about my beard.
Yeah, and there's
then
a
I
picture
try to
of its fullness.
Yeah, and then that was like
in bloom.
When is it? When is the second set release? Is that always in a third set release? Is that in March or is that in April?
I think April probably.
It was an April beard. I think I shaved May 1st.
Okay.
So that was basically the fullness of it. And this year I started 6 weeks earlier. And I've told my wife I don't know if I'm going to shave it. It's very funny to watch. I'm by trade, like my profession is I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
And I work in an office every day, and it's very funny to walk in that office in like March. Like, just look like Grizzly Adams. It's just the greatest thing ever to sit down and like lead a staff meeting and be like, just look like my,
Hey.
After this I'm going to go noodling or down the, is that what they call catfishing with your hand?
Yes, noodling. Yeah, I was thinking about growing mine out, and then I think I watched myself on this stream, and I was like, why is it that big?
In my previous life, I work in oil and gas. In my previous life, I spent 3 years working offshore and overseas.
Getting fish sticks.
Yes, that was a fish stick retrieval specialist. But that was always a very fun place to work because, like, you could, like, your appearance did not matter at all.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like, the longest ass hair and goatee and everything. Like, they don't care. Like, it's the...
I work in an office setting, and I don't know if they care about my looks, but I'm getting pretty mad because somebody has worn black Vans several times, and I wouldn't mind wearing my tennis shoes to work as well. So I think I might rat him out.
So I would mention, I think it's bears repeating since there are 120 people watching currently, that a little bit of the reason why we got a little bit late start here on the semifinals is because apparently someone's trade binder has gone walkabout, which almost never, something like that would never happen at this store, given the people that play here regularly. I think someone has probably just accidentally picked it up.
More than likely.
But just a kind reminder to everyone that when they are at
any place, just keep it close.
Yes, keep your bag with you. Loop it through your leg, or don't travel with the bag.
Yeah.
Just if you're not planning on doing any trading or anything, just take
Leave
the deck
it in
box.
your car until that moment arises.
So we were trying to sort that out, and unfortunately could not find it. The store does have closed circuit TV though, so it should be able to figure out where it went.
And I may be able to trade my gems for it later on the black market.
You might be able to, but the problem is no one wants that crap.
I barely wanted it, and I paid $10 for it. But I have 25 acrylic gems that I am going to turn into more so than that.
Adam Vickers, of course, talking about the game he purchased earlier tonight, which is called Gem Dealer. We have no idea what it is or why he bought it, really.
You deal gems. You deal them. It's going to be my new profession.
You're just practicing.
I saw it, and I screamed about it for a year or two, and I did not want to pay $27 for Gem Dealer. And then it was that I haggled JB for 2 years, and he got a new copy of it, and I paid $10 for it. So I'm already on my start to be a World Championship game dealer, and I hope to sit across from...
Joe Zales.
No. Bueller. I can't...
Ferris?
No.
Randy Bueller?
Randy Bueller at the game convention that he plays.
He plays a lot of games.
Yeah, I bet he has crammed a few games.
I know his Twitter
gym
for
dealers.
his Twitter and Facebook for like a whole month was like...
That's all that I don't think he tweets or Facebooks about anything else other than board games, which he does fairly well at.
Well, let's get back to the game here. I think Joseph had to go down to at least 6 cards, possibly 5, before he could find a keeper. And he has done nothing but play 2 Shocklands tapped, while Garrett ramps mana with a Farseek. 4 mana. Jace, Architect of Thought. What's your opinion of Jace? I mean, obviously he's good, but...
I like him. I mean...
In the Jace breakdown, where does he sit?
Third?
The best, of course, being Jace 2.0.
Yeah, and then you got 1.0. Which I
Jace
mean,
Bellerin is
yeah,
Jace and the mill Jace is the worst. Is Jace Bellerin better than Jace Architect of Thought? I'd be curious in the chat to see too. What's your
I think so, but I guess it's just like I've played with that one more. Like I haven't played.
I like Little Jace.
I haven't played with the new one, but I mean, they all have their situations, but I like the second one a lot.
Yeah, they're very situational. I mean, I think it's funny that Jace Bellerin's biggest use was just to kill Jace. Yeah. Or just to out Jace your opponent's Jace. But
which I love playing him in Fairies. And I loved playing the other one in Legacy, especially with mono blue control. Countless times I killed somebody with him.
So the split, while I got distracted, did you see what the split was? He gave him a rest in peace, didn't he?
I don't know. Where's a new split that we can look at?
Well,
and that was a quick. I think...
He might take the lands here.
I think I might take the lands.
No.
Unless he has chock full of them.
But I mean, the way he was thinking about it, I thought he might have been land tight. We'll see what his... plays that land taps.
Farseek?
Rest in peace.
Okay.
Rest in peace, effectively taking the graveyard plan. Azorius Charm. Joseph knew it before. And he plays another one from his hand, right?
Or was it not the same one?
Yep. Garrett just getting confirmation that he did in fact put one on top and just played another one from his hand. So Rest in Peace seems to be like the nuts in this matchup, right?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it shuts off the Seance, but how reliable... It shuts off the Seance and Lingering Souls, but how reliable was Joseph on that last game?
He might side it out. I don't know how many of these Lockstone Smiters are in the main deck. Yeah,
well,
he might
2.
just...
We know 2. Which I think that would be the appropriate...
Well, this is game 2.
Yeah.
He might just be... You see Sphinx's Revelation dig for answers, looks like.
So Drown Yard and Rest in Peace is a nice little...
Yeah, in round 1, you weren't here yet, but round 1 we had a blue-white mill deck. It's got kind of a prison deck. Leon Fisher is playing. He almost top 8'd last week. He lost in the finals of winning in. But he was playing against Joseph Messer, who was playing a Splinter Fright.
Yeah.
So, you would just mill it, and then he would just get, 2 Gravecrawlers out of it. And, that's the opposite of what you want to happen.
Yeah.
Milling is supposed to be the detrimental portion.
Yeah, that's what you want.
My mentioning of Jace has, now the chat is all embroiled in the Jace discussion. There's a lot of confirmation that Jace...
2.0 is good.
Yeah. Jason Mind Sculptor turns out to be a good card.
He was sculpting some minds.
Angel?
Yeah.
How good is Angel of Serenity?
Pretty good.
Goodness sakes. I need to get one of those for my cube.
I need to get one, period, but it is at 25 to 30, and I have to go down a little bit. Because I do not want to invest so heavily into this set before the next one comes out.
I understand.
Because I think it was just going to change everything.
Farseek from Garrett goes and gets probably his black mana source.
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, good call.
I think he's only playing the one Overgrown Tomb.
I would think so,
But there's an interesting interaction now where, like, there's no land destruction in the format anymore.
Well, I mean, what other...
Ghost Quarter.
I mean, yeah, Ghost Quarter. But
nobody's
I mean,
playing
what other... That's the only black duel, is it not?
Mm-hmm. And even in Ghost Quarter, they're going to Ghost Quarter the Drown Yard. They're not going to Ghost Quarter the Black Source.
I think Ghost Quarter should see some play just because of all the utility lands and the duels.
Again, I would like to apologize to everyone for the camera bouncing around. We've had to change our setup here slightly, so the camera is now on the table that the competitors are playing on, and it is proving to be disastrous in terms of the shock absorption, or rather lack thereof.
Need to hang it from the ceiling.
Well, I do.
Somehow.
I do a lot of things. If
I thought Drown Yard always costs 3 to activate.
It does. He tapped, I think, the one in his right hand as well. Like, the Seance is useless, right? I mean, I'm sure.
don't know what. Yeah.
I'm sure he has Golgari Charm in after sideboarding, but.
Well, I mean, you play it because why not?
No, I understand, but I was just.
Yeah,
I was just thinking it's not in any way advancing the board state, right? So that one was that game was pretty much resolved on
Angel.
Yeah, when Angel came down. And actually, it's kind of... Actually, I think the turning point in the game is when Garrett on 4 lands activates Jace and does not take the 2-land pile. Then you kind of realize he has all the land he needs, and his hand is just chock full of business at that point. So, yeah. No, it commented in the chat about how Sphinx's Revelation won in the game too.
I think that's won every game.
Yeah, that's a very good Magic card.
Yeah.
I need to put that in my cube as well.
Yeah.
JB had one in this case.
The foil one.
Yeah, for like $14.
Yeah, I wish I would have grabbed that.
I just wanted it for my cube.
Well, I needed to play one, and I knew that was a very good deal on them at the time.
Yeah.
But I did not pounce on it like I should have. Lesson learned.
Mm-hmm. So again, I want to thank everybody who's stuck with us now. It's just after quarter after 12 midnight on the east coast of the good old US of A. For those of you watching in Europe, heck, it's almost 6, 7 in the morning there now. So if you're still watching, I appreciate your dedication, or question your decision to stay up this late. For everyone else who's watching, we definitely appreciate it. It's been a few weeks since we've had a semifinal. Like we've talked about earlier, a lot of our tournaments in the past 2 to 3 weeks have run very long. We've had them top 4 chopped and the top 8 chopped once, but to be fair, that top 8 did not start until 12:45. And
this has been a quick FNM.
It's been run pretty quickly. JB is running very short rounds.
Yeah, I noticed that it was 40.
He's running 40 minutes tonight, which seems a little aggressive, but I think 45 minutes might be the perfect number for this event, specifically for this.
Well, a lot of the decks are a lot slower now too.
Yeah, and the thing is too is if you can kind of beat it into your players to, as soon as the game is over, sign a slip, bring it up, and then go back and trade and talk and have a good time.
Yeah,
that saves a lot of time too.
Yes, it does.
Because that's just the way it is. But anyway, I'll bring up the graphics a little bit later or at the end before we leave. But remember, if you enjoyed the stream, please get in touch with us. Help us out in terms of our word of mouth, spreading the word, supporting the cause in a manner that in no way costs you $1. It's very simple. Just make sure to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic, ZachSellsMagic on Twitter, youtube.com/ZachSellsMagic for all of our archived videos. That's one thing I think, if you do watch the stream, obviously it doesn't make a huge difference, but like I've posted, like everything we've ever recorded, I post online.
Yeah.
Even the one round where the microphone didn't work, I still posted it.
Well, I mean, they can watch it.
Yeah. But, so So if you've just found the stream and you're enjoying it, and for whatever reason you'd like to go back and check some past tournaments out, including things like Star City IQ and the West Virginia State Tournament, go to youtube.com/ZachSellsMagic. And if you don't want to wade through all of them and you want some high points, feel free to get in touch with me on Twitter or Facebook, and I'll point you in the direction of some good. There's some very good matches that were on there. Actually, you played in one a few weeks ago. It was really good.
I went back and watched it.
Blue White Flash versus Esper Planeswalkers. It was very close. Max Turner's played in some pretty cool games.
Yeah. He makes a pretty cool deck, so he's able to do that.
He's a good player, and he plays fun decks, and that usually results in like the best possible combination. More importantly, back to the game here. Turn 1, Deathrite Shaman. Turn 2, Knight of Glory. Followed by a Grizzly Salvage.
I really like Knight of Glory. But in this matchup, I don't know how. I mean,
I don't really like it, but he might feel like he has dead cards. Like, I don't know if he's playing like Ultimate Price or something. That's not dead. I wouldn't side that out.
But is Knight, would that even be main deck?
I don't think it's main deck. Yeah, that's a good play from Joseph before untapping, getting rid of the...
Forcing.
Yeah. The Deathrite Shaman is pretty darn good.
Yeah, it can definitely...
I will fervently admit to having missed the boat on it. I thought it would be, like, okay.
A 5, yeah.
But
now it's went up to...
No, I mean, it's not... I just never realized how good it would have been. And I think it's mostly in Modern. It's good in the format where, it's not that great in Legacy because the format's just too fast, but it's great in a format like Modern where it's relatively slow.
I've seen a lot of green-black lands in, with the Abrupt Decay, a lot of them have been playing Elder Online, or Shaman Online.
It's really great in that Jund deck.
Yeah.
Letting you play turn 2 Liliana, turn 3 Bloodbraid.
I
realized this, I'm just the dual lands away from having that Jund deck in Modern.
Yeah.
And they're easy to get to because they're all reprinted.
I'm Tarmogoyf away from getting that Jund deck in Modern.
You can play mine.
But when I played Jund Ramp in Standard so many years ago, Rampant Growth and then playing a Bloodbraid Elf on turn 3 was so good.
Yeah. Bloodbraid Elf is just good.
Yeah.
So, Thragtusk, triumphantly playing
Garrett
slam down.
Did he thumbs up the camera?
Probably. So a Jace, Architect of Thought, ticks up to 6, facing off against a Knight of Glory and a Thragtusk.
See, Spike Mo should have got his through FedEx, which Garrett proudly works for and displays on his shirt.
Someone mentioning in the chat that they couldn't go to FNM because their deck hadn't arrived yet because of USPS or UPS. Of course, as Adam says, the fine employees at FedEx, like Garrett Meadows, would have made sure that wouldn't happen for you. So do you attack here with just your Knight of Glory, maybe? Or just the Thragtusk?
I mean, I would attack with
I think you attack with the Thragtusk. Because the Knight of Glory is going to be...
it would force him to block more, and, the Knight of Glory is going to be on there the whole time.
The Knight of Glory Garrett can't interact with Knight of Glory without a sweeper. He's not going to be able to O-ring it. He's not going to be able to Azorius Charm it. Might as well save it so you can get in some Planeswalker damage.
Yeah, his Beast token is better than Garrett's right now.
So, Lingering Souls. The front and back halves. And what did he just play? Oh, did he play? He flashed one back and then cast the other one from his hand. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. So another Jace activation, not a very spicy one. Azorius Charm or the land. Do you take the land in the Farseek here?
I think I just take the Charm.
Is he readjusting it?
It depends. I think I might just take the Charm just because...
It doesn't really buy you a turn, because you can trade with the...
Well, you can trade, you can lifelink Or you can just draw another card because I mean, the card you're going to draw with the charm might be better than the Farseeking land.
On the bottom. Yeah, I can't really see what's in Garrett's hand. I guess that makes all the difference, but
Because I mean, you need.
he needs a Terminus right here is what he needs.
Yeah.
Like in these sideboarded games, shouldn't the control decks have like four Terminus and 3 Verdict? Like, shouldn't they be just played every sweeper? Like, you're playing Farseek, so your mana curve is so high. Like, wouldn't you just play every sweeper you could?
I mean, you can. Then he is playing 1 Elixir main.
So now the question is, do you kill Jace or you do 4 to Garrett? I think you
do.
I think you kill Jace.
You just stop the...
Like, you don't... The only thing you lose to is a sweeper. Like... He knew he had the spirit.
Yeah.
These guys really like to slam their cards to death. Or drop them from their hand. Is there sweeper in his deck? Ups Jace to 2. So you should be able to survive here, right?
I mean, that's 1, 5.
Can he, there's no way he can stop this, right? He has an Angel. Angel
Unless
coming in next turn. No. Because he can't charm.
Unless he's able to think twice and get a Terminus off of it.
Why did he take damage?
He took because of the... I don't know, he shouldn't have. Unless he attacked Jace with the Thragtusk or the Knight. I mean, he didn't have to swing everything at Jace.
They're figuring it out. Yeah, they're figuring out Jace doesn't die.
Okay. That's something.
Yep. Should help him find a sweeper, right?
Yeah, I would think. I mean, would you leave one open and just save a card in a life to hope you just get a Terminus off the top card? Or you just go for it?
I just think just draw it all. Did he not find one? How is that possible? He has Angel in his hand, doesn't he?
Which, I can't tell what his hand consists of whatsoever.
There's an Angel Serenity in it.
Well, why would you just not...
I don't know. And why do they keep... Who's kicking the table?
Apparently the culprits you thought were kicking it are not, unless they're just still there.
Maybe I underestimate how easy it is to jostle that table. First world problems, right?
I know.
Oh, Angel blinking, gaining. Garrett's going to pull out of this. You watch.
I think I mean...
He's got a Thragtusk in his bin, too. And every time he ups that Jace, he just shuts down all those Lingering Souls tokens. Can you do it? Yeah, you do it, and then you cast your Angel, right?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you still have... You have a beast, so I mean, you're still good.
Mm-hmm. And then you cast your Angel. You get a Thragtusk now. You bounce their token. Maybe he's going to wait and make Joseph commit to the board a little bit more? Or am I wrong and he does not have an Angel in his hand?
He must not have an Angel in his hand.
This must be end of turn salvage. So we see Abrupt Decay, a land,
And
a Crater Hoof, land, and Armada Worm. So take Armada Worm. This one's pretty. This is
a good one.
Squeaker here. Armada Worm makes an appearance. Syncopate.
Syncopate makes an appearance. Kind of did that little finger to it.
I like the old Syncopates better.
I need to dig mine out so bad.
Oh, and Joseph forgot the delayed trigger from Jace, so he just suicides his Beast in.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure that will matter 100%, but it is relevant because I think the Jace going to dig some cards here. Elixir, 2 Farseeks. Elixir seems
That's a good
fine.
choice, yeah.
Did you just put them on there face up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Garrett's got this one, right?
I would think, I mean, he has a full grip.
Joseph's Hellbent?
Yeah.
Just start.
I mean, unless you think, I mean, you get souls, get blockers for 4 odd turns.
Is there souls
and
in
trying
his
to dig out of it. I mean, there's not souls in his hand, but I mean, he can draw it.
Yes, you can draw a Seance too.
Yeah.
Another Thragtusk. Puts Garrett's life total even further up. He is at 23, but I think he's at 28, isn't he?
There you go. Oh, no, you changed Joseph.
Joseph can come up with blockers, and we might see a Jace. Well, we won't see a Jace Ultimate because he's using it to draw as well. But if you were to use the Jace Ultimate at this point, you would just go get like a Armada Worm, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You might not be playing another one. Once again, Sphinx's Revelation for 6 turns out to be a...
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Crater Hoof. It's a 6/6 by itself, a lonely Crater Hoof. I don't even know if you can attack. You just hold it back.
And you just...
Yeah, you just trade the Thragtusk with it, don't you?
You just block a token. I'd block do the token first.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking long term. Like, that's the only thing it's going to do is eventually eat the front side of a Thragtusk. Verdict kills the... And here comes another one. Yeah, this game is well and truly over.
Yeah, I don't even think there was really that much of a need for the verdict.
Yeah, but you eliminate the need for shenanigans. So congratulations to Garrett Meadows, as his Bant control deck takes him to the finals. We'll see if they're playing the finals. I don't know if they will be or not. But I will step out there and find out. Let me see who the... just bear with us. I'm not going to turn it off or anything. We're just going to step outside.